5 talks about the day of judgment. Check this out. But when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, then he will sit upon his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered in his presence, and he will separate the people as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will place the sheep at his right hand and the goats at his left. Now, notice what the deciding factor is for this judgment. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me into your home. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then these righteous ones will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink, or a stranger and show you hospitality, or naked and give you clothing? When did we ever see you sick or in prison and visit you?" And the king will say, "I tell you the truth. When you did it to one of the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you were doing it to me." After this, the king turns to the people on his left hand, the goats, and he basically says the opposite to them. He says, "When I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was naked, you didn't give me clothes. When I was a stranger, you didn't bring me in. When I was in prison, you didn't visit me." And then they ask the same question, "Lord, when did we see you doing these things? When did we miss you? What happened?" And then he tells them what he told the righteous, that inasmuch as you didn't do it to the least of these, you didn't do it to me. This is huge. This is saying that our doctrines aren't what get us in heaven. Our doctrine is not what gets us in heaven. Doctrine is important, don't get me wrong, but that's not it. What gets us there is our relationship with God, which will be manifested when we love our neighbor as ourselves. That's what it's all about. That's what Christianity is supposed to be about. Not politicizing things and all of this. No, it's about loving God and loving your neighbor as yourself. So I want to encourage you today, live in light of this information. When you see people suffering, recognize that that's not just them suffering, but Christ is suffering with them. So if you really love God, if you really love Jesus, then you'll seek to reduce his suffering in those around you.